First, get out of here. Oh my God, Fahad. क्या बातें करोगे?
कुछ भी. We can start from how fancy we look and how middle class these roads are. Even if you're paying so much to live in Gulbarg, look at this gara and look at this pani khada.
Ah, the life.
The life.
So hi, Fahad.
Hi, Aabroo.
How are you?
We haven't done this since like.
We've never done this.
No, we have. You remember that 14th of Feb that we decided we had no Valentines and we'll go treat ourselves? It's been like some odd 10,
Oh man.
11 years. We went out to laugh at other people.
Yes.
We went to Liberty, had
Yeah.
Golgappas, and then we listened to
Oh.
great music and we pretended like,
We got everything under control.
yeah, which we...
And we're loved.
Really?
And we're loved and we don't need anyone.
Well, you've moved on. I'm still there.
No, you're not still there. You've also evolved in many ways.
But still.
So, everybody obviously wants to know your journey.
My
Which
journey.
is
मुझे ना इस
very
journey
important.
love से नफरत हो
अच्छा
गई
ठीक है, but है ना, ये loves है आपका सफर.
Let's call
क्या
it a
करूं?
constant struggle. People should want to know about my constant struggle, not my journey.
That is what I want to stress on too, because everybody knows you and everybody can see the success, but I would like actually for people to know all the struggles and all the setbacks that are there constantly and have been there, ताकि they're prepared, because it's not all, it's not all cotton candy.
I don't think anything is a cotton candy anymore. You, with this new world emerging, if you're not great at what you do or what you believe that you can do, then you will always be replaced.
Very
And
easily.
Very easily.
Very,
because
very easily and very quickly.
Very quickly. You won't
That's
even
the
have
trouble
time
now. There's
to register any
Yeah.
of it. So when I say constant struggle, I mean, I think you're probably one of the only people who can vouch. I still work the same way I used to work 15 years ago.
which
This-
is
which is-
elaborate for people, because I know the pain, but they don't.
Which is haphazardly doing everything yourself and making sure that whatever project you're working on just sails through. Even if it's not perfect, it just sails through to something.
So can you elaborate on that a bit? So you don't really wait, like you don't wait for it to reach perfection. All your planning, that is, like you plan something fine, but jitna bhi phir ho jata hai, but you kind of push through.
Yeah, because then you can't, over time I realized you can't keep on sitting on your ideas waiting to perfect them, because then most of the times, ideas are never original in my capacity. You can only give it your perspective. An idea, you can give it your perspective, and that perspective can be yours. So there are many people simultaneously around the world who are working on similar things as much as you may have been.
Yeah.
So I had made a couple of those mistakes where I was sitting on a collection for years wanting to do better at it, and somebody else released something, very similar.
Do you
to
remember
it.
which one? Like which one you sat on for years?
Oh, it was Dara Shiko.
Oh no.
That collection. I
And
wanted
what
to-
happened and who did what?
I wanted to do fireworks for it, like print fireworks. For it. So right when I was through with making them, I hadn't sent anything for sampling or production. So I did this international designers showcase came out and it was all fireworks. I said, damn. I kept waiting and waiting. That winter aa gaya, chalo summer aayega, abhi summer aa raha hai. We'll release it. Somebody else did it. Well, so I turned my fireworks into fountains. One by another. That's just one of many things. So also I believe like Pakistani market, it adapts really slowly to everything. And back in the days when everybody used to tell me that I'm ahead of my time or whatever, I never used to realize what that time was until now that I have spent that time and that time has gone by. And I realize, I look at all these young people, the new Gen Z popping up with all these cool things, and it makes me feel happy that at least I put a stepping stone out there somewhere 10 years ago, and now people have started to accept what back in those days people used to tell me was unsellable. Like, you remember that time when you used to make lots of drapes?
Yes.
And everybody used to question how they don't fit, everyone
Yeah.
has so loose, and why does it have chains, and who will buy that, but you know, people want that.
They kind of like you. Yeah, I mean it's risky.
Yeah.
Doing things different is always risky, and
But doing things different always points you towards a new direction as well.
that's growth, isn't it?
Yeah, at least for
And-
me. But for other people, I think, you know, I also believe Pakistani market does believe in safe. Everything has to be safe. I'm sure even you've faced that with your career multiple times, where somebody just wants something
Palatable.
acceptingly beautiful.
Yeah,
They
royal.
would not want your perspective of it, regardless of the fact that they came to you for your perspective.
Yes.
They can just, you know.
But this, you know, at the end of the day, there is that one quote everybody uses. But this is what sells. So
Yeah.
please do what sells. And that's painful.
But I'm sorry, I think with things that we have been doing with our careers, we have made a career out of doing unsellable things.
Yeah.
All that time where people keep on telling you to not do this and not do this, and you keep on doing this. So I think persistence is key, and in many directions.
It is, and I mean persistence. Or कोई नहीं तो at least it gives you a sense of
Yeah.
satisfaction, because दूसरे तो कभी they're not happy with what you're doing, how you're doing it, why are you famous for doing this? I mean, let's talk about just you wearing a mask at the show. Like doing what you want is obviously going to raise eyebrows. क्यों किया भाई?
Actually, वैसे आपस की बात है. Funny enough, I have never had the time to go to another person's profile and leave a comment unless I want to say something nice, because that's what I can take time out for.
Of course.
I am my worst possible critic. I laugh at myself. So when these memes started coming out, even I was laughing. Because it's just another person's perspective, and that underwater wali cheese was gold. I loved it. I had a problem when the abuse started to pour in.
Oh
You know,
no.
like that cringeworthy language that you can't even repeat to yourself. The abuse, I think that is a national problem. People take out their frustration, and then I was getting these inboxes saying कि तुमने ऐसा क्यों किया? भाई मैं आपका कुछ लेके भाग गया. I mean, I'm so sorry. I was nominated for something. I worked really hard for it. I wanted to wear something to commemorate myself, and you know, whatever I stand for. So I got dressed to see all of my friends who I hadn't met in like a really long time, and then also go out there as a warrior. You know, like something I really prize. For other people to not connect to it and then have their own version to it, it's great. But I don't think this whole abuse thing works out in any capacity. और पता है वो हर चीज़ को ग्राउंड लेवल से शुरू होता है. प्राइम मिनिस्टर को गालियाँ देनी है, खाने को गालियाँ देनी है, तू ऐसा फलाना ऐसा. So this nation is just prone to abusing. आप किसी को आराम से कोई बात कह ही नहीं सकते. Like
अच्छा
I
वो
got such nasty abuse for it. That is when I went out to say whatever I had to say too, because you know, you want to have gossip with my images, you want to make fun of them, sure, go ahead, make as much fun as you want.
I kind of felt that, you know, people hopped on board because you were trending.
Yeah.
So most of it was just for that sake as well.
Of
कि भाई
course.
उनकी hits आ जाएं, उनके उस content के ऊपर. पहली बात तो ये कि why do they think that anybody? Why do people assume that your family doesn't know what you're up to?
Yeah.
Like you're.
Assalamualaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम. Well, sir, आप जो आ गए.
What do you have?
Well, I've never been, so you tell me. I'm up for grabbing I'll try what you're recommending.
I had multiple things from here the other day. I actually liked all of them.
Okay.
This passion fruit something. No, this tropical paradise was really good.
Okay.
You want to try it? It's cold.
I think I need my dose of
Caffeine.
so something hot for me. You can get the.
Original latte. There's an Americano. So
I'll take
Yeah.
the
cappuccino.
mochaccino. I think I'll take the नहीं ठीक है caramel latte please.
एक caramel latte कर दें.
Is it regular large?
Regular.
Caramel latte.
और मुझे ये tropical paradise लाना है.
Large.
Large.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, कुछ और लेना चाहेंगे आप?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, I mean, I know auntie even works with you, right, for your brand. So,
Yeah.
यानी क्या मतलब उनको पता है that you are outrageous, and we all
love me over time over it.
Who,
and I
who
don't
wouldn't?
think-
Who
I don't
wouldn't?
think- yeah, I don't think I'm liable to explain this to anybody, but I don't understand how people do it. It's extremely upsetting, and it just shows what their state of mind is. Like, you know.
I don't know. People take everything so seriously. That's what I think.
True.
It was just a mask. It was
I
just a
know.
crown.
It was just a crown.
It was
a
just
mask.
क्या फर्क
We
पड़ता?
work so hard all year round. We want to dress up for a party. We're thrown for it. That is a party that's thrown for us.
Absolutely.
It's the people are the crashers there, you know.
Yeah.
So somebody threw us a party. We want you
I
to dress
thought-
up for it.
I didn't know that they were abusing it. That's pathetic.
I have screenshots of everything. Like, I may not have responded to it, but I've kept it as a lesson.
Why? What lesson for who? Why?
For
Are
myself.
you plan on changing yourself
No.
just because somebody sent you a
No,
message?
no. It just gives me a lot of immense power to ignore people for the rest of it. वो काली थी, गालियाँ थी ना, काली ना. So now it's done.
तो सेव तो मत करना क्या यानी don't do that to yourself.
I won't. Again.
Have you tried blocking comments and stuff? Do
I
you
did.
want to do that?
I did. Actually, my block list is as big as my followership. I block a lot of people.
I don't know. हम इसको कितना मजे का कुछ palatable करके डाल देंगे, but seriously, मुझे because I know this, we've grown. I mean, I would say I've grown old with you.
Yeah, literally.
I have grown older. You haven't.
Oh, please, when I met you, I was a child. Now I have white hair.
So we've grown together. We've grown old
When I
together.
met you, I used to wear colored clothing.
Yes, you
That's
did.
how much we have.
Orange kurtas, blue,
The red one I wore to
red.
America.
Oh my God. You were bright.
Yeah. I was bright until I wasn't. And then people took my shine away. So much poetry there.
Oh, all your colors faded to black.
Just messed you with that.
No, but I mean, for people who want to know genuinely how to get on this, everybody wants a roadmap to
Yeah.
success. So,
My roadmap for anybody would be to just work hard, concentrate on their craft rather than anything else.
and by craft, by going to the right school to get educated and all of that is required.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You have to train yourself. The minute you become reliable on other people to do something for you, that's where you will start slacking. Like, especially like if you have to become an artist, you have to equip yourself with everything. Like, the world is not about making an outfit anymore, yeah? If you are unable to build an entire story around it or derive it from a story, you're just making another outfit.
So you're talking about in terms of building yourself as a brand,
Yeah.
or are you talking about in terms of knowing each department of your creative process so
I think
that
it's
you
both
are
the same thing, because if you have to run your own thing, you first have to be acquainted with what you're up against. So you should learn each and everything. You should practice everything.
so that people
You know, in this day and age, even talking is a craft. If you're unable to communicate with people properly or put your thought process out there, even related to your product, the product will lose its value. So for you to be able to put yourself out there, you have to first, really equip yourself with everything. No Photoshop, at least, for God's sake. You should know how to make your own layouts, your own Instagram, your own branding, everything. Because that personal touch that you add eventually just becomes your brand. Why do you think now, in this day and age, people have learned what typography is suddenly? You see it on every page, it's popping up. It had to take people like us 6-7 years to keep on doing it for people to even accept it's a thing that's required.
Yeah,
Back
they
in
started-
the days when we used to give people catalogs, they used to say, "Oh, कुछ भी बना दें."
yeah.
ये इतना font लगाने की क्या जरूरत है?
Yeah.
इसको ऐसे करने की क्या
हाँ,
जरूरत है?
यानी इस पूरे पेज पे सिर्फ फॉन्ट है,
सिर्फ font है?
सिर्फ टेक्स्ट
पूरे
होगा.
पेज पे fonts हैं? So, it has taken a while for people to educate themselves about the taste of these things. So I think with art, the struggle is constant. Whenever you're going to put forth a change for yourself or for other people, you will have to stand by it. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
And what kind of student were you?
Right. I was very bright.
Yeah. And in your art, you were at BNU, right?
Yep.
And did
Founding
you?
batch.
Were you one of the prominent students?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Prominent because of your skill or your aesthetic?
Both.
Amazing.
Also
you're
because I was
always
the loudest person in the room.
you were always catching other people's attention then.
Yeah.
And do you have any like regrets about school and the way you were trained?
No, actually, I wish other people would have gotten that chance.
अक्सर लोग ना स्कूल से निकल के कहते हैं बस इतना नहीं सीखा. Do you feel the same way? You don't, right?
I think my school was very different. BNU was just starting up. Most of my stuff was German.
At
So,
that time,
German
wow.
standards is a real thing. I still remember Sophie.
Did they like?
She used to have the most fantastic insults. So this girl in my class who consistently used to have this habit of just skipping class early. So one day she just turned around and said, "May I have to go to my dentist?" Like, you know, what's the most fantastic part about being in Pakistan? The dentist is also open on Sundays. So why don't you just go back and sit? I think in due time, they learned how to deal with us. It was amazing.
बेचारे उनको तुमने अच्छा खपाया.
मेरी सबसे बहुत अच्छी थी. Used to love me.
So now, I mean, I agree completely. You need to train with someone.
Yeah.
Either go through the school process or be someone's apprentice.
Yeah.
And learn the craft that you're a creative one, especially. I mean, by any. Even if you have to sit at a shop and sell something, you should learn from someone older than you and with experience. Can someone be in the, in the business, in the couture business?
See, the thing is, the business is a whole separate thing. And the art is a whole separate thing. The business you can just pick up from anywhere. Like fashion ke andar business ki itni sari scales hain. Even rejection is a business. Like, the rejections of apparel that you get from factories has a own separate business chain.
It does.
And now even with the whole recycling, even the leftovers are now evolving into a separate business chain where they're being sold to these industries and they're just recreating fiber from it.
That's true.
So fashion from top to ground can create business for you any given day, but
basically, if you've got the right team, even if you don't have a degree, you can still kind of make it, right?
yeah, but if
As
you have
long
the
as-
right business choices,
yeah.
you become the best copycat ever and you make lots of money.
I
That's
sense some.
No. No. You sense some reality coming from that. That's a fact.
Yeah,
All
we
you
see
need
a
to do
lot
is
of that.
hire like a team of 40 people instead of 4
Yeah.
and just make something. Everything. Make what everyone else is making.
Like I'm just saying, kids these days, for instance, they're अब तो खैर बहुत ज़्यादा shoots होते हैं. So you can somehow reach out to somebody, but किसी के
Now the
set
game
पे
has completely changed.
लेकिन आप अभी भी किसी के set पे वैसे तो नहीं पहुंच सकते
No,
ना.
I'll tell you something. For the kids, this new generation kids, I was just doing a shoot for somebody some days ago. I picked up this model from Instagram because his profile was advertised.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Wow.
The kids are becoming really smart. So
Yeah.
he got himself a profile, a great profile, got it shot from someone, and had it advertised, and we booked him from that.
nice.
So now I don't think people need anything. All you need to do is have a great profile and know how to advertise yourself, and you will get a job. I wanted recognition for my work, for whatever I stood for.
For your crazy ideas.
Yeah, and my creations. And that's all I want, even now. Like, I still don't believe in this additional attention. I don't want it, which is why I'm so eagerly blocking people all the time. Because I don't believe in it. I believe that if your craft is great, there will always be somebody out there to buy it. Always.
I mean, I want people to know the setbacks that you've had as well, because great, if you're privileged enough, you get your parents to pay the
but Aabroo, I
fee.
think setback sabse bada is always going to be able to explain to somebody what you want to do. That is the biggest setback. Nobody believes you, right? If you have a vision, then you need somebody to share it with you in order to move ahead. If unfortunately you're that person who is standing for your vision alone, there will always be something that's left out. And for somebody like me, that also becomes unacceptable, which is why I am the crazy me that I am. Never happy with anything that I've done, because there's always so much missing and so much that I needed to do or wanted to do and I couldn't, because I believe in me. Somebody else needs to believe in me too. So I think that's what everybody needs to look out for. To find somebody who believes in them. Did that guy just jump out of that car?
He did, and it's
Pretended to be weightless?
he was kind of big to be doing it, and that threw me off. What were we talking about? Because I asked you something else, and you changed my question and you answered something else. I was asking you that. Gosh, what was I asking you, Fahad? Wonderful. No, you're saying I asked you, what do you need to grow or something, and you said you need someone to believe in you. Sometimes you just need that. Kya matlab? Just a moral support, just a cheerleader.
Yeah? आपको कोई तो बताने वाला हो ना कि आपकी विजन ठीक है, क्योंकि ये बताने वाले लोग तो बहुत सारे होते हैं ना कि आप खराब कितने हैं, या how this cannot happen to that extent. But just you and Maram have always contributed positively to whatever I have wanted to do, regardless of whatever shady ideas I had.
Regardless of the timing of the shoot, regardless of being at the studio at 3 in the morning.
And waiting for me even. Most days. And being angry, but still waiting. But the thing is, if I had not had those opportunities to explore myself, I would not have gotten them out. So see how I had you and Maram to indulge my vision, or believe in it, or not laugh at me if like I told you that I want to photograph myself in this gear. Why didn't you abuse me? भाग जा यहाँ से, मैं तेरी शक्ल लग रही है, मैं नहीं देखूंगी. Like,
I don't know, because
indulge my madness.
I think we're as mad as you, because मुझे तो अच्छा लग रहा. I thought it was so cool. मैं तो कहती यार मेरे लिए भी बनाना था. कहाँ गया मेरा? I mean, it was so. But yeah, you need to find your own crazy lot.
You need to find your own heart.
Yeah.
Because they will be able to understand you or.
But how does that?
You or protect you.
Okay, so basically you're saying success will come, but you build all of this around you first.
Of course. You have
and don't run after success. Yeah, is this the path to success?
Don't run after success. Okay. Run after creating a product that is undeniable, that somebody will respect you for. Come up with an idea that someone will respect you for, or at least would create some conversation, some talk.
Achha, so that is important.
That is
to
important.
Think, the redundant phrase, out of the box.
Out of the box, yeah. But otherwise, you just blend into the masses. And
now,
what's the art with that?
But then so you come up with ideas based on that, or do you come like I want to create something that makes noise, or do you create something just because it's noise to you? Do you do it for yourself or for the noise?
I do it for myself. The first piece that I make for every collection, that is the piece that makes the most noise. I make it for myself because that, for me, that is the gist of the entire theme for me. So that is that one garment that I create for myself, and I create a whole collection around it, just so that collection can support that one piece. So of course it will have a beautiful bridle and it will have many other things in it. But that one piece
Yeah.
is what I wanted to make.
And those other commercial bits are just things that stem from that
Yeah.
love, like that product that you love, or that
Because-
idea that you started with.
Yeah, because eventually those are the pieces that also finance that one piece
Yeah.
that I want to make for just the heck of it.
So you start, okay, so now coming to the creative process, basically, hey, do you come, for instance, any collection of yours, if you're saying that you make something because it inspires you, and you're doing it because it's something you've not done before, right? So it excites you, so you start developing a piece.
Yeah.
What drives that? Like, where do you even come up with that idea of something?
I am always working on one thing or another. Like, I've been writing something for 3 years now. That's my next project.
Okay.
Like, I'm not somebody who just randomly picks up a project. There are things that I've been working on. Like this collection that I released now, it took me 2 years to conceptualize it, come up with, whatever I wanted for it. Come up with the right research, the songs, everything.
So what comes first? It's a very chicken and egg kind of question, but still, like,
Okay.
how do you, again, the question, how do you come up with the idea of मैं एक collection इस तरह का
I
बनाऊं?
just have a set of emotions that I run with.
Okay.
So I feel something. It can be anything. It can be a good feeling or a bad feeling or anything. And I try to express it through words or through a drawing or anything. So I think it just takes shape from there. Some days it just takes shape from a word. It doesn't really have to have a complete static starting point in any capacity. Like
Okay.
it can dwell from anywhere.
That sounds exactly what goes through my mind.
Yeah. But some days I have this idea, I start writing about it and ends up into a script. And I think, oh, I have to just make clothes. What do I do with so many words? now it demands a backdrop. Oh, let's just take over backdrop then. So I always don't really have a set pattern of coming up with something.
Okay.
As far as design is concerned, I think that's something I can just do. I have been teaching it for so long that it just mechanically happens. Like if
Okay.
you want me to build a collection, I can build you a collection without a thought.
Right.
I'll just pick out the nicest possible research for it and then just make you beautiful looking things and also give you a title that might go with it or something. I'm great at coming up with packaging for things. But, it doesn't have the soul in that capacity.
So what kind of research, what are you into? Like what, are you completely into goth? Is that where everything,
No.
starts from?
No.
You're into classical stuff, you're into literature. What inspires you?
Everything. I find there's so much there even now that still hasn't been explored properly or hasn't been visualized properly.
Or you haven't done it at
Or I
least.
haven't done it.
Yeah?
So I just keep on trying to pick up more, take more, dig more.
Do you bother that people can make sense out of stuff that you've done?
I
or
enjoy it.
Yeah?
Because that just gives me an upper hand at all of it, yeah.
Because that's where the abuse comes from. They don't get it.
But that's
ये
what the thing is.
ये
those
गाना
peop-
क्यों किया?
Those people aren't my market either.
Yeah.
I have started telling people, oh, you don't like it? You're not my market either. It's okay, chill out. आप दूर से देखें लोग तो इस तरह से Chanel के स्टोर के बाद भी थूक के चल जाते हैं कि जाओ बहुत महंगा मैंने तुम्हें लेना तो उसका क्या मतलब है लाइक वो एग्जिस्ट करना बंद कर जाएगा इस मुल्क में ना असल में फोन इतने सस्ते हो गए हैं That's where all our house help is all the time.
Yes.
They are commenting and leaving shit everywhere. That is what it is. There's common
With the-
perception and so-called masses. I actually had some people say, "Oh, we will support you. Give us a free launch, Joda." I laughed at it. It's like, who are you guys?
Oh, they want to barter it.
Yeah.
They want to barter their.
They want to barter their nice comments
my
for a
God.
free lawn outfit. It was
Wow.
extremely exciting.
Now imagine people have learned how to monetize emotions.
Yeah. And we're late at it.
We're
God,
late. We're not there.
we're not there.
But everybody is. I mean, people have asked me. Like there are a few people who want to intern with you.
God help them.
Why? Are you a terrible, feisty boss?
I'm a feisty teacher. Only for people who don't know anything.
Okay. So, for a kid who wants to intern with you, what would you tell them? Like, what to be prepared for?
To be prepared for walking a lot.
Okay.
I get a lot of work done. And also kids think that, immediately when you put them on internships, you'll ask them to do things. They'll immediately get to be a part of something. And I don't operate like that, yeah. I don't want their designs. I want them to execute mine. I don't want their patterns. I want them to make my patterns. So things become really...
You are kids for a reason.
No. Thing is that there's also this mindset that when a designer calls you and they're looking for what you can do, I am not
fresh
looking for
blood.
that. Yeah, I'm not looking for that. No? So I'm a complete different perspective towards it. I don't want you to give me your designs because those you can do when you are, working for your own brand.
Yeah.
And for all these designers out there as well who are always like picking up kids and taking up their designs and putting them out there saying it's their brand and whatnot, that's what happens. Those kids eventually leave your brand. Then they open up their own. Then they also make the same thing because it was their thing to begin with. And that's how you have all these silver
these
outfits.
duplicates.
Yeah, these silver outfits floating in the entire market because they just belong to a couple of people.
Oh, ouch. So you get a lot of work done, and it's an amazing learning experience
I make sure of that.
because it's very thorough, very comprehensive. And are they multitasking, or do you categorize people according
I
to
make
their...
sure I give them a taste of everything.
Okay. Even the marketing aspect, like even shoots and everything like that too?
All of it.
So it's like a complete...
Experience of
Experience
how
of-
to put a product out there.
And how many interns have you had in all till now?
I have no idea. Can't count. So many of them.
Come and go very easily.
Come and go easily. From different institutes, different cities. I had a lot of interns.
And do you feel that are the kids more open to learning now, or are they not
They're not.
as before?
They're
पहले होते थे.
पहले होते थे, अब उस तरह से kids don't want to learn. They already come from the sense of entitlement that they have something.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it comes from because I wish I had it. I still don't have it some days. But they have it, and they have it covered. They're super confident about it.
I don't know if I can go on record about this, but
we can edit it later.
we can edit it later. There was this girl who I contacted myself on Instagram, and I said, okay, let's collaborate on, you be the art director for something, okay? For a test shoot. So she comes in, and my age-old thing, this whole thing that my dad actually poisoned me with. Okay, when you go to somebody's office and they're senior, salam karna hai, aur tameez se baat karni hai, and give them their space as well and respect them. Oh, that girl gave me nothing like that. And she came in, and then whatever, she was like, there wasn't even a nice
Conversation?
Yeah, there wasn't even a nice meet and greet as such. Then she said to me, "Idhar aana zara,
Kya?
camera leke aana." And me being me, I said, okay. And I give kids that much, right? I give them that leeway because they're kids. So I took my camera to her, and she's like, "Zara tasveer leke dikhao. Mujhe dekhna hai ye mera set kaisa hai." I said, "But that's for me to judge. And are you done? Because I didn't think you were done, otherwise I would have tested it." And she's like, "Nahi, mujhe zara dekhna hai na ki camera mein kaisa lagha." I was like, okay. I said, do you want any lights on? And she looks around at the studio. अब हमारी studio lights बस main studio lights on थी, but not the flashes or any tungstens, कोई on नहीं था, right? अब वो मैंने साथ उसी जगह पे रखी हुई थी. I said, should I switch them on? And she was just quiet. She's like, what do you mean lights on? कहती ये ही नहीं. मैं कहा नहीं बहन, we are going to use my professional lights. And she's like, okay, लगा के कर ले. And I switch on a tungsten and she goes, whoa, itni strong light. I go, what are you talking about? She's like, मैंने तो नहीं, हम तो lamps वगैरह में काम करते हैं. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, itna confidence to speak to a senior. You might not like my work, but a senior at least. And we don't even know your equipment. And this child, I will call her a child because she is at least 20 years younger than me. This child is from an art institute. So what are they teaching them there when they're not even teaching them
Manners.
Manners छोड़ो, equipment. Manners तो वो तो छोड़ दो. I can ignore that. आपको अपने equipment का नहीं पता, आपको studio के setup का नहीं पता, आपको equipment से आप familiar ही नहीं है. And that kind of confidence and entitlement. So now I'm helping her and doing whatever she's asking as well. And answering her question. And I did ask her, I said, why didn't they teach you this in NCA? Aren't you, like, what year are you in? And don't you practice in the studio
That's
with
my favorite
equipment?
question some days.
And she's like, nahi, hame to nahi access tha, ya pata nahi, something. And then, because Maram had just done the makeup of the model, and Maram was just now lounging finally in her chair, and I walked away for doing something, and she goes, Aana zara idhar. To Maram.
Told her then.
And then Maram gets up, she's like, what's up? And ये पकड़ो जरा मुझे ना ये पर्दा ये ना यहाँ से पकड़ना जरा कर्टन में जरा ये लगाना है साथ में. I'm just saying कि
None of you answered her because you could have called me. I would have loved to answer her.
I tell you, you are all talk. ठीक है ना, तुम भी ये नहीं करते. हम लोग इस तरह नहीं मुंह पे कभी भी नहीं हमने किया.
आबरू मैं तो बहुत बुरी तरह बेइज्जती कर देता हूँ. मैं इतना बदनाम क्यों हूँ? इसीलिए तो बदनाम हूँ.
अच्छा हमारे सामने तो हमारे स्टूडियो में
No, because I respect you. I have never done that in your presence.
But you know, I feel कि kids
नहीं, but I think थोड़ा सा correct कर देना कि आज जाओ नहीं आज जाएं is a proper
नहीं यार,
way of addressing me.
Like you know, ये बात तो मैं तुमसे हमेशा हर शूट पे कहती है कि यार ये कौन मॉडल्स इतने सारे, एक पूरा a sea of models would arrive for your shoot and none of them would even say hi and you'd be like Aabroo छोड़ दे माफ कर दे. That's, I mean, so your models are entitled, I'd say. Your students are entitled. I don't get it. I am willing to teach
हर
people.
किसी को लगता है ना कि वो बस कुछ एहसान कर रहे हैं किसी पे. Everybody thinks they're
हम
some
तो
kind of favors involved.
अभी भी मैं तो तुमसे भी इजाजत लेके we're doing this. I mean, we need to respect each other, right?
Of course.
कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं इस वक्त? Are you free? You want to do this? Inform the person what's about to happen. But so मुझे तो ये feel होता है कि आजकल is even worse than before, because पहले at least I remember 20 years ago people would come to us and say, can we please intern with you, right? Now kids sit there, let's say किसी वजह से अगर तुम्हारे शूट पे किसी और शूट पे अगर कोई young छोटे बच्चे हैं who are in a fashion school or art school who have aspirations to become a photographer or a makeup artist or a designer, they will sit there with extreme confidence that they know.
Yeah.
And this girl said to me, she had her whole roadmap in her head. She's like, so I want to be a fashion photographer. What I'll do is, मैं पहले wedding photography करूँगी, उससे मैं पैसे कमाऊँगी, उससे मैं कैमरा खरीदूँगी, फिर मैं fashion photography शुरू कर दूँगी. And while I'm taking her portraits, I said to her, I said, can you look in the softbox? And she goes, what? I said, this light, just called a softbox. Again, an art school student, and she had no idea what a softbox was. I said, babe, please, before you claim that you are even a wedding photographer, which by the way is highly technical, please learn your craft, learn your equipment, learn the just ये तो jargons भी नहीं है, ये तो equipment की नाम है, आप वो तो सीख लें. She's but in her head she's like, I'm already there. I don't know, we didn't know shit. हम लोगों की तो बिल्कुल कोई training ही नहीं थी, कुछ भी नहीं था, so we acted that way. We would ask for help. We had the right
I think
people.
we were a little too nice as well.
No, we had the right people on speed dial, and we said, okay,
True.
we're about to do this. We have no idea. We've never done this shoot before, and we've got this equipment in front of us. What is it, and how do you operate it? And literally, we would get that knowledge immediately, and at least look prepared. Now there's no need. Because अगर किसी ने नहीं आपको हायर किया, आप अपनी Instagram पोस्ट को बूस्ट करते रहेंगे and you'll get picked up by Fahad Hussayn as a model.
Lols. Yeah, why not?
अब तो game change हो गई. You think you've made it?
No. But you know me, in my head I'm always a failure.
Why is that?
I think it's because I expect too much from myself. Like if I make a collection, I make it really big. So by the time I have to edit it and pick, like say, 10 garments out of it to make, I'm already like lost 80% with all my mojo.
Do you think it's because it's kind of gotten, like the scope has increased so much? सोचा कुछ था, वो बहुत ही पहले की बात और फिर वो काबू में नहीं रही और
नहीं,
and you get bored. What is it?
Resources usually. It's always resources.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, people like us get the worst in our given surroundings. People who pay you think they're paying the wrong person. The government doesn't support you. Open to everybody's hatred for no reason. You touch a brush, you're a marasi. You know, like these kind of taboos, just they don't A, help the business. B, this does not help with your mass perception either. Oh well.
Oh well. Part of the package that people don't get. And I'd love for people to know that from
I think
an artist.
people know that. They just don't care. Which is okay. We don't care about them either.
No, but for someone who wants to get into this business, it's hard. Like, I'd like them to know it's a hard life. It's not all...
Unless you're really rich.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean,
because then you can do
what
anything. You
Elixir.
have money to burn. Please open up a brand. Operate from your drawing room. Sell to your social circle. Be big.
Not even... फिर तो बेचने की उनको वो need ही नहीं है ना कि वो बिके ना बिके.
नहीं, वो पता है, even the...
They want their money back.
Yeah, everybody does. I think they want their money back more badly than we do, which is why they are rich and we're not.
True.
You know? Yeah.
So that's one thing. Like, if you're judging yourself for the lack of money, then don't you think that's missing at fashion schools and art schools?
What? The business?
The knowledge of how to run a business?
I think it does.
So, business education, financial education, आपको art school में नहीं मिली. Don't you think that's important? Wouldn't you have been better prepared?
I don't think anything can prepare you for that. That's an inbred talent. Either you're capable of doing it or you're not capable of doing it.
That's not true.
I believe that's true.
No, if you were taught straight off the bat, okay, be inventory, how to manage production, you know, once you're in this line of work and all of the nitty-gritties, I mean, why wouldn't you be better prepared to handle real life?
Because I don't think life has a manual. You can't always be prepared for everything. and business dynamics, they change really quickly. You have to have that blood of a businessman.
हाँ तो वो बिजनेसमैन किस तरह होता है बाहर खाते होते हैं
नहीं,
ठीक है ना
I
they
don't agree
know
with
how
that.
to do the khatas they know how
Yeah,
to
but then either you can do the khatas or you can make a design. You can't do both the things together.
that is true
Yeah. So you can be good at one thing. There are
but
a
at
few
least
people
knowledge
who
तो
have.
थी ना because देखो अब तुमने शुरू किया बिजनेस हमेशा से you never had a finance department did you
Why do you think I failed?
there you go that's what I said कि अगर आपको कोई स्कूल में ही prepared होते
Oh, but thing is वो मुझे स्कूल में पढ़ा भी लेता तो मुझे नहीं समझ आनी थी ना because it's just not me.
समझाने का तुम्हें ये होता है कि okay I need a finance department I need to hire a guy who knows numbers अपने ऊपर तो ना ये करते ना कि एक चीज एक डिपार्टमेंट जो है ही नहीं हमारा भी नहीं है
Okay. Insist. Insist.
We're stuck in a nice traffic jam
Oh, how lovely. How pleasant.
I don't know we lost audio somewhere
I said
think
such
just when it
profound
fell.
things.
no you have been silent for the past few minutes so you're
Oh, you
bored
mean अभी अभी हुआ?
yeah you're bored as
I'm just sleepy.
how many days you haven't slept
3 दिन हो गए मुझे सही तरह सोया नहीं.
but why
I don't know. I can't sleep.
I can't either
Hmm?
I can't either for the
Why?
past few- because I'm really excited about this and I keep imagining things I keep imagining the edit and the people I'm gonna meet and after a very long time truly I'm excited
This is fun.
this is fun for me हाँ तो मैं excited हूँ तो इसलिए मुझे नींद नहीं आ रही because I keep thinking about concepts and just fun stuff and editing stuff and building the content doing something new that is something that I have realized
So that's
That-
exciting.
do something new I mean this is not something I've ever done
Who's coming up next?
tomorrow it's Mikal Hassan
Mm.
on Friday it's Natasha Zubair
Mm.
अभी तक मैंने just उसको बोला है so they're locked so अभी I was like okay I have to edit समीर वाला पहले समीर का हो चुका है
Okay.
so that was also very fun because we've grown up kind of you know
Yeah.
together so इतनी सारी जो detail बातें वो ज़ाहिर है over time आप भूल भी जाते हो but and more than that it's fun to hear you guys because when you're talking about yourself you get into it and I have been smiling I swear to you I have been smiling since Friday since we had our test pilot shoot with Sameer I've been so happy I'm like yes
But you've been wanting
Feels
to do
good.
something like this for a while. I'm just really
Oh
glad
my
that you're
God.
finally doing it.
yes but मैं भी मराम कही गई थी कि initially my idea was very serious
Hmm.
I'd say like a sit down you know it wouldn't have been like this
Hmm.
which is great because you get to be out of your element
Yeah.
you and me both you know me and the guest both out of your element not formal
I think I
Nice.
am many people. I'm not one.
most
I'm a
days
completely different person when I'm alone.
hmm.
I am a completely different person with my friends. I am a completely different person at work. So I host, I think, at least 3 different personas in me.
Schizo
Oh,
schizo much
yeah, why not? And one of these things that I've written about this mental conference that I have to have for every decision.
you still do that because I
do,
remember you
because
started
we-
talking
we-
to yourself and
We have to have a complete discussion about all repercussions and how the events will roll before we say something or do something. Because it affects other people and our life. My life. I'm sorry, I'm talking in multiples, but yeah.
how
I
much
think-
how much have you changed
A lot,
like were
I
you
think.
like this
No, I don't think I was ever this accepting or, you know. Wasn't she like behind us?
yes She walked on, so that we would catch up to her.
Oh,
She walked in.
that is super freaky. So yeah,
How much have you changed as a person? Were you...
I think I've changed a lot. Even the self-realization in this entire process of the transitions that you go through as a person, there are lots of them. I think I've become more calm, more grounded in many ways regarding my art especially. I'm less angry most days.
How recent is this change? Because I have yet to meet this Fahad Hussayn.
I think this has 2 years. Past 2 years have been very defining for me in terms of whatever I have been through. Multiple highs and lows.
Talk to me about that. You got a lot of, grief actually.
I don't know what it was. I don't think I'm still.
Have you recovered from it?
No. I don't know how you recover from something like that. Because there was a lot that, people talked about, and then stuff that came out. There was a lot that I never mentioned to anybody. Because back then I was scared about it, about what people feel if they found out about all of it. Now I just don't really care much. But the kind of abuse that I was put forth even then, that was the prime reason I left working. मैं गालियाँ नहीं सुन सकता किसी भी पॉइंट पे, और अगर सुनूंगा तो फिर वापस भी दूंगा. Like it takes like a complete mental toll on you, the abusive language.
So I don't know what we've lost, but we will come. I mean, I will definitely record with you again. And it's all new for me, so I'm sorry if you were yawning and you were bored a bit.
No.
But I just thought, we do something interesting, we just talk.
I loved it.
And we reconnect. Because we haven't done that for a long while.
A very long time actually.
And this was overdue, and you...
Long overdue.
And you promised me, and you never called me.
That's so me.
I have those messages. We must reconnect, and you never did. But then this was my way of chatting.
Saying this too? Yeah, of course.
I mean, I had to do
I'm
something
happy we
official.
did that.
So tell me.
You have to do kya?
I mean, I had to make it so grand to get your attention.
Of course you did.
So that's what you're dealing with, right? When you work with a creative, you have to excite them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like, whatever. Yeah, I'll see you when I see you. But... So, I hope you had fun.
I did. Lots of fun.
And do you want to say anything? You want to plug in anything that you're doing? You're welcome to do it.
Am I doing something? I'm just trying to relax, Ajkal. Give everything time. Just pace everything. Not do too much. Trying to spend time with friends. I would not have made time for you like this on my previous schedule.
Yeah.
Because I'm always late for something. You know what I mean? There's so much, and I'm always late for everything. So Ajkal, I just am pacing things. I make sure that I have time for everything that I'm wanting to do.
And you actually,
including spending time with my friends and family.
And you've actually also reduced your workload.
I have.
Purposely.
Yeah, purposely.
So that you
Because
can...
the thing is, this COVID taught me a lot. Me asked me a very simple question like, who are you working so much for? It's like, wow, very profound. Simple, but profound. I am working for myself. So yes, if I am working for myself, why do I have to talk to everyone? And why do I have to...
spending so much time not
working?
Doing,
Not
enjoying it.
Not enjoying my friends, not enjoying my family. I've missed out on so much family things that I was home yesterday and I found out one of my cousins has a child. I didn't know she was married. Like they forgot to invite me because I don't go anywhere. That is
They're
what
so
my
used
life.
to it.
Yeah, because they know I'm never gonna show up because I'm always busy.
Right.
But I want to show up. I want to show up for all important things, and
you're
Be that guy.
I knew this would happen because I knew you would say something similar to what Samir said. Because we're all, we've been working from a very young age.
Yeah.
And we've all grown, I'd say monumentally from where we started.
Of course.
And even him, that's exactly what he said. He said, I had missed out.
She just called me a Japani fruiter. You cherry. What the
She likes us. My gosh, we've gotten a lot of
attention today?
attention and everybody thinks we're a couple.
Yeah.
Because we look like we're on a date, matching clothes.
Matching salt and pepper.
But yeah, so Samir was also saying,
Okay.
the high life of, what do you call it? The high life of being a rock star, right?
Yeah.
Traveling, performing, blah, blah. He's like, I've missed out on so much. I've missed out on events where he should have been there for his friends. Like,
Yeah. True.
serious stuff. And it's amazing. That's what happens. You get busy with work and you miss out.
No, but I don't want to
You
do that
realize.
anymore.
Yeah.
So this time I'm just taking things differently.
And you're liking yourself?
Much better than before.
That's more important.
That also is a constant struggle, but we'll get there someday.
We will. Whoa, what an angle, Fahad.
I'm sorry, मेरा ना हाथ थक गया था.
All right. Thank you for giving me your time.
Anytime. It's always lovely.
And I love it. I love driving anyway, so I'm driving around with a friend, grabbing a coffee.
Getting compliments.
It's all good.
No, but life is good.
Life is good now.
For now.
It will
For
be.
these 2 hours. It was great for these 2 hours.
All right. Catch up with you later. What kind of a person are you? How would
Shower. What kind of an answer were you expecting from me? We've done this before too, remember?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We have taken this compliment before.